What's up, everybody? This chair sucks. Today, I'm just gonna share a little bit about the art, a little bit about myself, shooting videos to create like a journal possibly, and then share it with you all. Anyways, my name's AJ Rojas. I've been an artist for about 5 years. And I went to school for a little bit, get my degree in automotive technology, and after that is when I became a mechanic. I was a mechanic for Lexus and Toyota. I worked at the sandwich shop while I was in school. I guess we're all here for the art, that's why I'm here, that's why I'm on social media. I would have never been on social media if it wasn't for the art. As far as like sharing my story and my life on social media, it shows a part of me that I didn't even know was there prior to becoming an artist. So I'm able to share myself differently and share the art that I found, 5 years ago. I became a stay-at-home dad and had free time on my hands. So during that time, I was kind of twiddling my thumbs, looking for something to do. It hit me that I had all these rocks on my property, and what can I do with these rocks? It was just one day I just decided to paint one of them. It's led me down this path of chasing this art dream. It's absolutely changed my life as far as like having a vision, having a goal, kind of do something for myself. Art is personal. And this is a personal aspect of my life that I didn't know existed. Besides creating painting on rocks and painting like the canvas painting that you see behind me, 10 months or so. I've been doing digital art on the iPad and on my iPhone as well. Kind of worked out in a sense, I'd done a little bit of digital art prior on my phone and on the computer with my rocks, but once I came over to Twitter and I discovered NFTs, and it kind of gave me an outlet as far as like, well, maybe I can actually do some digital art, maybe possibly sell it, or at least share it with a different audience. So that's kind of where I'm at today. I'd say I spend most of my social media time on Twitter, meeting new people, sharing art, trying to get my art out there to collectors. I think the dream for all artists is to be able to create art and then support themselves and their family off of their art. At least that's my dream, because not only would that fulfill me in a sense of like doing something that I love, but it would also fulfill me in the other aspect of like needing money to live, so doing something you love, getting paid to do it, that's a great place to be. That just opens more doors for you as being able to create more art. Like I said, my goal in the end is to be able to create as much art as possible for the rest of my life. And I know that in order to do that, then I'm gonna have to get my art out there for people to see it and possibly get it in front of collectors for them to buy it, so then they can help support my art journey. Regardless of what kind of artist you are, it takes money and time to do it. You have to buy supplies, you have to buy materials, you have to have the time. All of those things come into play being an artist. And early on, when I first began painting and first discovered my rocks and the art, I spent 90% of my time just making art. Almost every single day, I would paint a rock. Sometimes I'd paint 2 a day, or even more. And then there came a point where I realized that, well, I have all these rocks. What am I gonna do with all these rocks, that I paint? You gotta have space. You gotta put your art somewhere, and you start running out of space. And then for me, my kids started getting bigger, and then they started touching my rocks and knocking them over, and I had a few break, and all these different things started happening to where I had to all right, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with these rocks? As far as my art career, I think I'm spending more time marketing or attempting to market it than I am creating at the moment. Because you kind of have to, I would love to be at a place where I could just create all day and create as much art as possible and not have to worry about the marketing or the selling of the art. I wish that part didn't even exist, but it does. It's a big part of being an artist, in my opinion, because you can't just create all day and not move your art. Don't you want to show people your art? Don't you want to share the art with the world and to art lovers everywhere? It's part of one of the reasons why I'm here today making this video and shooting it and talking to you guys, because all this is part of the marketing of the art. I love sharing my story with people as well. I just love sharing. If I could, I could give all my art away, but I can't really do that, you know, for multiple reasons. It's just been a really great journey, just doing what I love, you know, for really the first time in my life. I've worked jobs, I've done things, I've done that, you know, but this is the first, I'd say, like true, real passion that I have that is attainable, you know, of as far as something that I can do and something that it's possible for me to be successful doing. Like I said, that's kind of just where I'm at today with the art. I have been painting rocks not as often as I would like, mainly due to space concerns, moving the rocks. Where are they gonna go? You know, I'd like to paint every rock that I have, which is probably 1 million or more, but that's just not possible. I also don't like painting my rocks and then just putting them outside for the weather to take them back. I value every piece of art of mine that I've ever made. So when I have had to let rocks go back, it makes me sad to see that rock and the paint slowly chip off of it and it slowly turn back to what it was prior to me painting it. And that has had to happen just based off of like space of where am I gonna store these rocks. But it also has opened up a whole new avenue for me, getting into the digital art, which is also really fun. I can create that on a whim, you know, I can easily start it and stop, which is good. In between that, in between the rocks and in between the digital art, I started doing the canvas paintings like you see behind me. And those are, man, I didn't even know I could do that. Like I didn't even know that that was a possibility for me until I tried. I just decided to, you know, paint a canvas one day to see if the skills I had were basically the rocks or were they this art that was inside of me. I found out that it wasn't just the rocks. You know, like I thought for a long time that, man, I'm not that great of an artist. It's the rocks doing all the work. And don't get me wrong, these rocks are amazing and they're amazing art before I even touched them. However, after painting the canvas paintings is when I realized that, you know, I actually am somewhat good at what I do, you know, like I'm good at making art, you know, because it wasn't just the rocks that made the art special. It was me as an artist putting my creative vision on them that brought them to light. So that's what the canvas paintings did for me, is they helped me realize that I can actually be an artist. Like I said, up to this point, I think I've painted close to 50 canvas paintings over the past years. I would love to paint more of those, you know, like I would love to paint canvas paintings just as much as I paint rocks and do digital art. Where am I gonna store all this art? How do I get it out there for everyone to enjoy it? That's why I'm super grateful for the digital art, because it's given me an opportunity to continue to create, continue to share, and then not have to worry about the space. Before I go, I just want to kind of show you guys the actual rock that I use for my logo, which is this one right here. This rock is invaluable to me as an artist because it encompasses the RockofAJs brand, it encompasses me, it's everything into this one rock. Fever Stallion, which is my logo rock, when I first saw the rock, I noticed like a horse head. It's hard to say why I exactly chose this rock. I don't know, it spoke to me. Kind of encompassed the way I feel about the art and how like stallions and horses are moving forward and doing work and putting in that work every day. I like it. I love it. I love the logo. Like I made that myself. I think I think I did a good job with it, considering I don't have any logo building skills. And that was even before I got into NFTs and digital art. I made it on my Mac. I've kept it to this day because I like it. This is one of those rocks that I'll never sell, that will always be a part of my own collection. It's hard to sell something like that's invaluable to me as an artist, and I love this rock. It's one of my favorites, and that's why I chose it. And then if you guys have any questions or anything along those lines, or anything you want me to talk about, anything you want to learn more about the rocks, leave them in the comments, and then I'll either answer them through the comments or answer them in a video. Anyways, appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon, you know.